The gruesome discovery of 11 bodies along the Osage Mission Trail took the world by storm in 1873. Now 150 years later, and the story isn't over.
They still may be from the 1860s.
After going untouched for over a century, Kansas local Bob Miller purchased the Bender family property back in 2020 with a mission to uncover what the ground has been hiding. Last year, Miller invited research students and experts from the University of Kansas Anthropology Department to analyze the property.
And last year, just from the surface, they brought back to KU 700 artifacts. Lots of broken stuff, but that's what the bread and butter of archaeology is. We dig through garbage and find people's lives through that.
Now they are excavating.
We're looking for evidence and artifacts that point to the 1870s. So the Benders were only here for 3 or 4 years, 1870 to 1871. So we're looking for what we call diagnostic artifacts that specifically were made before that time period or during that time period.
But archaeology is only one part of the story.
Chris is archaeology, but he's also really good at historical research. We're bringing in a historian from the university to kind of help us do that background and do that research. Lauren's got the archaeology background, and then I've got like the geology, geophysics background. So you've got all these different pieces. If just one of us are trying to tell this story, you wouldn't get much. But combining all of this together, we're going to get really rich, deep history.
They are bringing in all these experts and resources with one common mission in mind.
With the sole purpose of trying to really zero in on where the buildings were and where the tragedies took place here, to try to figure out where the buildings had been, where the graves, where the bodies had been buried and dug up, and then put everything in perspective.
So we're going to be able to really tell a story about the objects and how they were used by the Benders. So we're going to find out kind of how they lived their lives.
Since 1873, the property has had multiple owners. But according to Miller, records show the Benders were the only ones to ever build and live on the property. So there's a high chance any anomalies could trace back to the Benders, but it will take time.
This is a really big area too, so it could be years of surveying this whole site.
We will continue to follow the story and bring you any updates that come from the excavation. Until then, you can find more information on the Benders murders on our website. Mackenzie Richmond, News Channel 8.